All right. What's up, Canyon Hands? Simon, you just got to pY1 and working towards the old I am. Nice, nice. Good spot to be. All right, so get rid of this. Game updated is fine. Let's see what mod updates we got. Oh my. Uh-oh. Hi, updates. All right, what do we got? Alien life. Oh my god. They changed a lot. Okay, caravans. Can compare a circuit condition. Time to go electrical everywhere and immediately regret that. Exactly, yes. Oh, my chroma key is not doing good things. I don't know why. Capture, filters, chroma key. Tone it down a smidge here. Okay, so then biofilm, blah 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 blah. Mining time of the dig site. Cotton gut basic food is renamed to basic cotton gut food. Smart. Removed all legacy low-res graphic files. Okay, standard. Most of this is. Okay, sap recipes slowed down, output increased by 4. Okay, mostly good changes there. Whoa, there's like a turd category. Alright, alternative energy. Okay, reverted a dependency on pymodpack. I'm glad people complained about that. That would be kind of annoying. Added a solar thermal, mineable legacy, pressurized steam, yo toy. Okay, nothing. Oh wait, what's this? Mixing pressurized steam recipes from gas power plant. Nope, didn't matter for me. All right, coal processing. Fluid box locations for the evaporator. Okay. That doesn't matter to me yet, but we're close to where that could have mattered. Removed hyphens from most names in order to aid in item search. I like that. Okay. Nothing crazy there. Removed idle sounds from wood processing unit. Alright, what else? Fusion energy. Seems like the same type of overhauls. Legacy low res, removed hyphens, yada yada, high tech, about industry. Split this mod into pYindustry and pYindustry graphics. Oh. Interesting. Updated the graphics for Pi warehouses. Cool. Okay. Petroleum handling. Removed non... Oh my god. Wait, what? What? Am I reading this right? Removed non-hot air... Oh, advanced casting recipes. No, isn't that all casting? Hold on. Hold the phone. What happened to non-base breaking updates? Removed hot air glasswork from PyScience 1 to hot air unlock. I'm a little confused about this. I don't know which recipes this is applying to. Pump jack's no longer flippable. Oh, direct casting of gears and such. I see, okay. So not like iron plates from molten iron. That version still has a non-hot air version. I hope. Because that would be a weird change to make. Also, wait, what did you say? Local radar not needing circuits? Wait, where was that change? I missed that change. Was that whole processing? I missed the one mentioning local radar. High tech? No, that's not that one. Alright, what about raw ores? Anything? The raw coal big mine now generates 2 per operation instead of 1. Removed the world gen slider for vanilla coal. It's a good idea. Nothing else really matters there. Okay, well, we also now are missing a mod, right? Because now pYindustry has to... Don't we need pYindustry graphics now? Well, let's just update everything. And then see what happens. Oh, I meant to look at Pipe Visualizer 2.0. There's an update to that one too. Sorry guys, this will take a minute because of all the graphics mods having to update. And why is this one looking weird? Is this deprecated? Oh, no, it was just like selected. Huh. Yeah, if local radar doesn't need circuits anymore, that is pretty awesome. Because we were in pain about that before, so that's very nice now. I'm guessing after we restart, it's then gonna have us... I'm just gonna preemptively do it. I'm curious what it would actually force us to do, but... Wait. pYindustry graphics there. Wait, it is installed now. I'm confused. whatever. We'll have to enable it over here, though. Demon Auntie, you can get a slice of pie today. 6 months. Happy half year. And boom, updated. I did want to look at advanced fluid. No. There is an update. I need to delete this one because there's a new version of AFH for Pi that I need to check out. Pipe Visualizer 2.0 change log. Oh, there's no change log. Okay. All right, so today we are going to be working on. Oh no, my chroma key is still failing. It's too bright outside. Frickin' sunlight? Who needs it? I want to live in a cave. Okay, so do I want to try advanced fluid handling or pYanodon's? This one. We'll try it. Because what it does is it allows the pipes to be rescanned to match the different types of pipes that are actually in Pi, which I think is cool. So we'll do that. It's not always fun and a lot different from the normal Pi experience. That's funny. Okay. Hey, see you later, J7. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, we didn't need 4-to-4 pipes. I'm curious if this broke things. It did. Okay, so what we have to do is go to our mod settings, and here, puppies and kittens will be hurt if you use this option. The reason we're doing that is because if we don't, all of our pipes are disconnected, and I don't want to have to redo all of them. But apparently, the old... I'm not entirely clear. Roarin, I feel like if you're here, you know more about it than I do, so you can chime in the comments. But like the old version, basically the person that ported the mod to 2.0, I'm not sure if they were copying the default pYanodon's settings, the default AFH settings, or the old AFH for pYanodon's settings. There's 3 different things, and I'm not sure which one they were going with to keep consistent. But it was, whatever they did, it changed underground lengths. So these guys right here were only 10. Okay, new AFH for Pi matches old AFH for Pi, which did not match old AFH without Pi, or the new... So AFH without Pi has a length of 11. Old AFH with Pi had a length of 10 here, because I think that made it so that these... because right now I think these go further than pipe to grounds. So if you had a bunch of these... Oh, see, in my mind, that's actually what it should be. These are one longer so that they tile in the same distance. In my mind, this is a better option, but apparently this isn't what AFH for Pi used to do. Because these have a length of 10 officially. You know, when you read it, it says 10 max length. So I think they just wanted these to be consistent. But the problem with that is then they don't tile together nicely, so it feels weird. Because the other ones you need 2 squares. But either way, I mean, you stop using these pretty much entirely anyway. I just need to delete those in a dump chest. But all that to say, I'll just have that setting on. I think it only changes the iron ones anyway, so at some point it'll be phased out and it won't even matter. So it's really an insignificant change. Yeah, I guess the only major difference is that there are some buildings that this setting, yeah, if it's a 10 by 10 building, but how many buildings are 10 by 10? Buildings are usually odd numbers. But if there is a 10 by 10 building, we will be able to clear it, whereas the other version wouldn't. Until we have niobium pipes, which is not even that far. The niobium pipes only require niobium, which is in green science. So it's not, like, it's far, but it's not that far in pi. You know, that will already be ignoring this whole thing, so... Not that huge of a difference, and it only would be different if you're going over a 10 by 10 building. Now, what is this? We have some overextended pipelines, it seems. Because I'm guessing those got changed too? Wait, what are the pipe extents of these? Did they reduce it? It says 320. Isn't that what it all was before? Or were those buffed in AFH for some reason? Huh. I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, if you only had AFH pipes, it buffed the extents. Interesting. Okay, well, this is pretty easy. Water's coming down, so I can just throw a pump right over here. Ooh, there's arrows. That's new with pipe visualizer. Man, you guys are great. And by you guys, I'm speaking to the 2 people who heard my pleas for help and ended up making pipe visualizer for 2.0 and advanced fluid handling for pi for 2.0. Alright, so that issue's fixed. And now I have to remember what we were doing. I've forgotten how to play. What planet are we on? What were we doing? Oh yeah, the ore thingy. Oh yeah, we're not making steel anymore, so we need to pick up steel production again. Iron ore is being mined from here. It's being brought all the way over to there to be smelted. And then iron's going on a belt. Okay. So I could do a 3rd belt of iron. It feels like a lot, but maybe it's what I should do. Steel needs coke and, what was it? Limestone? Basically just water and iron. So if I did bring coke over here, that would be easy. I could also make the coke on site with this recipe, the recipe, where are HPFs? Here. I need stone brick. Now that I have this new coke recipe, I could make steel with this. The problem is this is probably not enough. How much did this require? Oh, okay. So I would only need 2 of the... that would be 10 raw coal per second, though, which might not be worth it. It would probably be better to just steal the coke from our main coke line. Yeah, exactly. Modder saints saving our crazy modded Factorio brainworms. Alright, what am I doing? First of all, I'm doing this. Much better. All right, second, I am, I guess, deconstructing this. And then let's see, I need to do some transferring of iron. So that those can keep going. Oh, that's gonna take a while. Maybe now that I have loaders, I should do a different strategy, which is a loader into any more stone brick. Whatever. I'll do it later. Stone brick. That's what I was gonna grab. Yes, I will need coke oven gas at some point. And I need iron plates. And what's this ash doing? This ash should not be... No, it should be. That's our output ash. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Finally, we'll grab our steel production and move it over. Okay. We'll start recording at this point. Move that crate into your inventory and then into a box? No. That's why we have picker dollies, is to move dump chests into more convenient locations like this. It's so nice. It's one of the best parts of it. Yeah, ash ears, it has to do with yeah, I know what probably happened. It's such a very specific format. It'll show up on the, you know, like your changelog file probably makes perfect sense to a human reading it, but if it's not in the exact format it has to be in, it won't show up in game in Factorio. Alright, so then let me start recording. Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3, where we have a lot to do now that we've unlocked a few of the pY1 science recipes. Like, I could probably do a lot without making any progress for a long time. Because just moving things over, you know, making all of my mining electric, but then we need power for all of that electric mining. So I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, should we kind of automate pY1 science a little better? Because I'm only running a few things around at this point, and it feels like I could pretty easily just start tweaking it to be fully automated, right? Because the Vrauks just need to get to the rendering, and the cages are free, caging and uncaging. And then the moss and agar and petri dishes could be moved over here. And then we just need to trade with Glassworks for the rubber stoppers. And then we just need some regular coal is then the main thing we're missing. And I think that's it. I might be forgetting one thing, but I think that's all I've been doing. Oh, there's also stone. But we just fixed that, didn't we? We just got a stone belt going. So that stone belt can easily be attached to wherever it is. So I'm pretty sure... we're super close to automating pY1, so I think I'm going to go for that after we get steel started up again. So for now, I'm going to do steel right above iron, and I'm just going to steal from the iron belt. This will bite me in the butt at some point, but not yet. And not for a while, because we're not going to need this amount of iron very consistently. The other thing I should do, I think it's worth it, really spending a lot of duralumin. I need to automate duralumin. That's another thing. But what I'm thinking here is we can buffer up a bunch of iron. And we've talked about buffers a little bit on this series, but buffers are sometimes really bad, but they're also sometimes really good. Because the way that it ends up... Oh, that's not where iron ore goes. The way that it ends up working is that you don't often need... What am I trying to say? Like, Pi bases have very swingy costs. Because if you're, like, starting some new project and you need to craft, you know, 17 reproductive complexes, all of a sudden you've eaten into a huge amount of circuits and stone brick and, you know, titanium. And that's not an average cost, that's a one-time cost, right? And so those overhead costs, they average out to be fairly low over the course of your gameplay, but they're very high in bursts. And that's where having a buffer can help, right? So that way we generally are always going to have enough iron plates, even if there's like an hour where we're using a few per second more than we're making, we can support that hour with a buffer. And so it's weird though, because buffers are also bad. They kind of lie to you and they make you think you're fine when you're not. So it's really interesting, the whole production versus consumption versus what my actual draw of iron is versus what just my one-time draw of iron is versus does it even matter if it's one-time or actual. You answer all the same questions in, you know, vanilla Factorio, but I feel like they show... I'm going to move this quite a bit higher up. I want more space here. I feel like they show up a lot faster in Pi, these types of questions. And we're going to need water over here to make limestone. I don't know why I didn't remove this too. Kind of feels like I should just be able to do this, right? What if I did? Hold on, I have an idea. I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna belt across, and then I'm gonna use sideways inserters. Faster? I mean, I am already thinking about it, whereas I don't think... I don't know, I guess it depends. It just... what am I full of? I guess I have a lot of mechanical inserters right now that I don't really need. Let me put those away. It's just in vanilla Factorio, the infrastructure costs are such a small percentage of your actual costs in the game. Like, science is a far bigger cost, right, than like the cost of building assemblers. And that's just different in Pi. In Pi, your infrastructure is actually quite a bit more costly. And so that's kind of what I'm getting at, mainly, is that difference. Because, like, in vanilla Factorio, you could literally just run down your iron belt and pick up, you know, enough to make all your infrastructure for a while. In this game, sometimes you need, like, 3,000 iron plates for the infrastructure that you're going to build for one build. But that 3,000 is only going to cost you that once, and it can be spread over the cost of... or the cost can be spread over the timing of, like, 4 hours when you're working on that build. And you're not going to need iron for all the other things. So 3,000 iron over 4 hours is all of a sudden not very much. And yeah, exactly. Like, if I can start buffering the buildings themselves, then that's a different question too. Which I will do a mall. I've never really done a Pi mall before because it's such a pain in the butt to make all of these different buildings. But now that we can control with circuits, I'm a bit more interested in doing some stuff like that. So anyway, let me go deconstruct. Or we already did deconstruct the limestone makers. I'll go build them. Yes, Terrakesh, talking about these not matching up, I did see that. That's why there's one space here. So what I'm gonna do, because I think these make more than this needs. So because one makes more than one needs... Well, I guess the problem is if... Do these 3 make enough for these 4? No, they don't. Damn. Wait a second. Oh, that's so funny. So this is enough. Because each building makes slightly more than the steelmaker needs. But then this building needs all the extra. So we can come in from both sides. Like this. And then we go the other way. And then I can feed this building. It's kind of like what you do with green circuits in vanilla. And then this one will grab some. This one will grab some. And this one will grab some. And then I should just be able to copy that and flip it horizontally. And there we go. Perfect. So now that's all supplied. That inserter second from the end is bad. Is it this one? That one seems okay. Oh, you're so right. Sorry. Yes, thank you. It needs to be able to take from this one. Okay, there we go. You are super right. I was not thinking about that. Okay, and then we need coke and iron here. And then do that, that, and that. What are the rates again? 2.66 or 1.333. Okay, so I need 2 inserters. Maybe more. It's gonna be really close. The saturated belt, I think it'll be fine. All right, and now the coke. I think I'm gonna have it over here. Because we already have a good supply. Our coke supplier. Right over here. And then we'll do that. Yeah, a mall is definitely going to be slow, but slow is okay. You don't need a fast mall. And I also have an announcement to make. I meant to make this closer to the beginning of the episode, so maybe I'll mention it on the beginning of the next YouTube recording too. So I am making a change, which is that I am no longer going to be streaming pYanodon's for a bit. This is a multifold reason. The main reason, well, one of the main reasons is I just want to experiment with it and see, like, viewership wise, what it looks like when I'm only releasing YouTube episodes rather than doing what I'm doing right now, which is I'm trifurcating my audience right now, because we have Twitch, which right now there's 27 people. There usually ends up in the 30s, sometimes the 40s Twitch viewers. There's YouTube Live, 20 people right now. Usually also ends up around 30. You know, as the stream goes longer, the live audiences kind of pile up a bit. And then there's all the people that only, and well, it's kind of four, because there's also the people who watch the live VODs, but don't tend to watch live and engage live. And those people can watch the Twitch VODs. I'm guessing most people watch the YouTube VODs, but it depends. If you have Twitch Turbo, you're going to watch the Twitch VODs after, you know, the live stream. And then if you have YouTube Premium, you're going to watch that. Either way. And then, I can't make the power poles prettier. That's a good thing to do. So anyway, and then there's the people who only watch the live, or sorry, the recorded episode version. Then that gets released on YouTube, and those are the closer to 1 hour, you know, episodes that get released. And so there's just, that ends up being, you know, technically 5 different ways to watch, mainly 3 different ways to watch. And I'm just curious to see what changes and how it changes if we go back to, like, there's only one way to watch, and it's the YouTube episodes. There are more reasons that I'm doing it, though. One of them is that Twitch requires me to be on in a way that a YouTube episode doesn't, right? So there's the camera. I probably won't have the camera. I know some people have said that they like it, and it's important to them, but it just feels a little bit more... What's the right word? It feels a little bit more appropriate for live streaming and a little bit less appropriate for pre-recorded YouTube episodes. I know I could totally still have the cam, but part of it is that adds like a layer of stress where I'm like, oh, does my hair look like shit? You know, have I shaved? Like there are just little things like that sound small, but when you don't have to worry about that, it lowers the barrier for me to making a video compared to streaming. The bigger thing is the timing of it. When you stream, you kind of have to stream for 3 hours plus. Any time that I only stream for 2 hours, it's like just by the time people are really starting to show up, I'm done. And then so for Twitch, it's like you really want to stream for 3 to 5 hours if you can. And that means if I just wanted to do like an hour of Pi, then I can't. Because it's like, well, I kind of want to play Pi right now. This has happened to me, by the way. This is why I'm doing this experiment. It's because in the last few weeks, I've had some moments where I'm like, I really want to play Pi now, but I'm going to be leaving for some event in like an hour and a half, and so I can't really do anything about it. And with a YouTube recording, it's like, oh, I'm just going to record one episode real quick, and it'll maybe be like a 50-minute episode, and then I'll be done. And then it was a perfect way to fill that time. And you know, it just allows me to be so much more flexible. And, you know, it's like if I only have 2 hours that I want to record Pi, I totally can. And I'm way more likely to do it in the evening, like after dinner. I will do YouTube recordings sometimes, but I rarely feel on enough and energetic enough to do a full stream in the evenings. So I actually think I'll end up making more Pi content as recorded episodes. Now, that's I think statement, not a I know statement. We'll see if that's actually true or not. This is a perfect place for a splitter, and so is this. So yeah, anyway, those are the main reasons, is just like the onness of streaming mixed with splitting my audience into so many pieces, mixed with the fact that like recorded episodes are more granular in how I can, you know, I can do one and then take a lunch break and then do another, and that's not weird or bad like it would be, you know, if you're streaming. You can't really, every once in a while I'll take a food break if I'm doing a big stream or something, but it's simpler and it's easier. I know some of you guys are sad to hear this because some of you really love engaging with the live content, and I'm a little sad too. Like I was hesitant to even try this because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss like chatting with you guys while I'm playing, you know, like that is really fun. And I actually think it adds something to the viewers of the videos because, you know, it provides an outside Krydax voice that ends up coming out in the videos. So like someone mentions something and then I respond to it live, and that's providing content even for the YouTube recording section because you guys are hearing me talk about something that was spurred on by some other human. And some people really like that part of the engagement where it's like, oh, it's not just we're alone with Krydax and his thoughts for an hour, which is a little bit more what the YouTube recordings look like. So I realize that for some of you this is a little bit of a sad change or a negative change. I don't really know, you know, there's no way that I can experiment with it and not change it. So like, I'm guessing some of you are happy about this change. I know some of you prefer the recorded versions of stuff, and so I realize this is a mixed bag for people, and for some people it's good news, for some people it's bad news, for some people it's ambivalent news, and they're somewhere in the middle. So I do appreciate you all being patient with me experimenting with these things. It is an experiment. It's not like I'm saying this is the only way we'll do Pi from now on, but I want to try it for now. Because there have just been a lot of instances in the last week for me where I've kind of wanted to do some Pi content, but I haven't wanted to do a live stream. And I've felt a little bit like my hands are tied in those moments. So that's part of, you know, the grand experiment here that we're trying to change. Or not trying to change, but see if this new approach changes how that feels. So anyway, that's the summary of it. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Let's get some water up here. And then... Wait, where is my nearest water? Looks like... Wait, is that water? Yeah, that's water. Is there water over here anywhere? It's way up. I really don't have water anywhere nearby. Okay. So maybe we go over to here and then down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So not here. Yes, and to Ronan, you mentioned the Discord. I want to remind everyone that, like, especially if, you know, as we are moving towards recorded YouTube content, Discord is the best way to, like, chat with me live and mention stuff. I'm really active on Discord. Head over to the Crydania Discord in the Factorio channel. Like, I'm there, you know, most of the day, every day. I'm probably on Discord too much, to be honest. But I really enjoy it, and that's a great place to chat about stuff. Feel free to ping me. I know sometimes people are like, oh, I'm scared to ping, you know, the admin or whatever. No, just ping me. I don't care. I'm the kind of person that I can handle myself. Like, if I don't want to respond to something, then I won't, or if I don't have the time, I won't. So it's not bothering me if I get a ping, because I'll just ignore it if I can't handle it right then, you know. So anyway, feel free to ping me if you have questions or thoughts, and I'll happily respond. Hey, Drees, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the 50 euros. Wow, that is hugely appreciated. That is extremely generous. Thank you so much. We will definitely get your name in red or orange lamps, or a combination, if you would like such a thing. Wow, thank you again. That's super kind. Or is it Dries? I don't know why Dries is the way I pronounced that. Because it totally could be Dries instead of Dries. But hey, we got steel. I also realized a second ago that I don't have a plan for how to get the steel out of these buildings. So we could do undergrounds. We could... that's the only solution. The only other way would be to underground like this and then side load onto that. But that... I think that feels worse than just doing this. And this even reaches all the way, so this feels better. Oh, it's Dutch Belgian. It is like trees with a D. Perfect. Okay, well, I got it right. I feel like a lot of times I second guess myself, and my first guess is actually the way things get pronounced. Alright, so I get all these. No! Up. Oh no, that messes with the perfect power pole distribution. Oh no, what do we do? Perfect inserter spacing or perfect power pole spacing? I'll go with power pole spacing. Load it onto the second lane of the soil belt and do cursed stuff. That is technically a possibility. Yes, yes. Well, I'll take it, geez. 007. Alright, so we are good to go on steel, except for the long belt, bringing it back. Why am I doing... No, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I doing? So, all my metals are going to be over here, which means I feel like my base needs to be closer to that. This is... I don't like how long these belts are getting. I have no Dutch, Belgian, or German roots. Nor do I speak any of those languages. I really don't know what to do here. 'Cause I don't really want a bus. But I also kind of want most of my metals to be accessible in the same place, which will be over here, which means, Because I feel like we're migrating the base eastward as we remove all these old, you know, ore patches and smelting arrays and move them over here. And coke is right here, and coke is a big deal. I can pretty easily move the production of these things right now. Circuits would be hard to move. I don't feel like moving circuits anytime soon. But I think I probably will move like my seaweed. pYscience 1 could go pretty much anywhere at this point because all of this is just intermingling. Like there's only a few outside resources that come to this, one of which is stone. Stone, water, seaweed's not even really an outside resource. Coal. Stone, water, and coal. And then if we mix in, we get steam and glass. And then we need the cellulose, which is wood. Okay. Yeah, just it all starts to add up. Ah! What do I do? I just don't know where to take this steel is the main thing I'm getting at right now. All right, Drees, for now, we'll get your name below the iron smelting because this is bound to be a pretty prime location for the foreseeable future, because we're going to be doing a lot of smelting above this. So we'll get you a nice prime real estate here. I am going to run out of lamps for sure, but we'll get it blueprinted here. Alright, that looks more like a 5, but if you take off the corners, it gets a bit more of that S feel. I think that's the best version. And then 0, 0, 7. Perfect. And oh no. I should have made it orange first. Alright. And then we need to be always on. Oh no, which one did I even change? Hard to get orange right. Can you paste settings to ghosts? It's making this sound like I can. See if it's working. The other problem is I don't have substations, so this might look a little wonky with power poles for a minute. I guess I can power pole in between like this. In between the letters. Eventually we'll be able to make this look less crap. Alright, and then we gotta craft some more lamps here. That should be enough. 70. And then connect up the power. And there we go. And also, since we won't be on Twitch anymore, for, you know, at least for the foreseeable bit of future, if you guys are wanting your name in game, Patreon subs are the best way to do it. I know that's not free like the Twitch ones are, but I think I have too many viewers to just open up. I can give anybody their name in game. I think I'd just spend the rest of my life doing that. So the reason it works okay on Twitch is there's like a cooldown to it, and people have to spend quite a few channel points, which build up, you know, slowly over time. So I don't know of a great way I can do it where it's free, but also, yeah, there's just no systems in YouTube for things like that. All right, what are we doing next? Iron ore to steel is done. I'm not doing anything with the steel. Maybe we'll have all of our metals collecting around here. Maybe this is what we'll do. Let me make a couple more loaders. Ugh, loaders cost 16 circuits. I'm scared to make loaders now. Yeah, that does look pretty cool. We'll get some concrete under it as well, or stone brick. I think it'll look a little better with a solid floor. And then also, Simon, I am gonna get your name in game too, probably after the YouTube recording if you're still around. What's the new local radar recipe? Oh, they did change it. What? I totally missed what mod. I know the pymod's got some updates. Which one changed that? I did not see that when we were reading the patch notes. Alright, grab some circuit boards. Oh, and I can increase this now to like 1,000. Now that I'm not scared to run out of copper and iron. We do still need to do the new copper patch. That should be pretty high up the list. I did do the new stone patch already. So that's done. I'm not dealing with Keragen. I did clean up the old iron belts a little bit. I think that was after we stopped recording the last episode, but there's still some mess over here that I can work on. Oh, geothermal. We need to make more pY-science. That's what we need to do. Braux. Take those. Bring them over to here. Oh, we already had a lot. Okay, we've got a lot of Braux. What's the holdup then? The holdup is probably glassware. Yeah. Which means we need more glass. Maybe I just automate this next. How hard would it actually be? Get one belt down from here. Okay, let's do it. Whatever. I don't want to have to keep worrying about this. Cause didn't we already build this to specifications? Yeah, I need the 4 more Vrauk paddocks, but otherwise I've basically built all of this already. And I need 3 microorganism mines. Okay, so I need 1 more of those. Yeah, no, I can live without the hot air for now. We'll get that plugged in eventually, but it's not the biggest of deals. So what I probably should do, though, on that note, I appreciate you mentioning that. I should probably multiply this by 50% extra. Because once we have hot air on the glassware, then that will boost glassware by 50%. So we also want to boost substrate by 50%. But that won't change when we add hot air. So we need to preemptively add, or just change this to 0.9. And then that'll be 0.3 extra. For now, but then once we have hot air, it'll be the correct ratio again. Oh, I did not mean to hit that button. I meant to hit this button. So this is what we want to build for this guy. Okay, so let's get this set up. I think we have enough copper to not worry about copper like in this moment right here, right now. So we're gonna move. First of all, do I want pY-science here? Honestly, why not? It's already mostly here. I can move the cellulose and petri dishes and stuff here. I do need the seaweed to be somewhere. Potentially down here, and I'll belt it over. Potentially below the Vraux and belt it over. Because the seaweed is not small, and we're gonna need more than that. And then we'll use something for fuel. I don't know. Coke, maybe? Just trying to think of where else I would put it. I mean, up here would be pretty clean. And that is by the glassworks. But then I'd need to bring Vraux all the way up there. No, I could pipe the formic acid up there. Ash ears, yeah, no, I would make seaweed on site. It's just we don't have space for the amount of seaweed I need in this spot right here. Because I would need like 6 or 8 of them. And it's just a big, you know, they don't fit very easily. And I need this, remember, I need this highway for ores later. So really, I only have this space. So maybe we should move all of it up here. By the glassworks. And then we're already close to glassworks for stoppers and petri dishes. We've got access to coke. We won't have access to stone. Vraux, we would need to render down here and pipe up the formic acid. In cellulose, we would need access to wood. But wood is already at least up to here. It's just not very far. It's definitely not as huge as it looks, yeah. But this isn't that big of a build. We would definitely have space up here for it. Or, you know what? We just say screw it and we go with what we got. Let's just do that. Because this is also almost big enough already. I mean... like, the sap seeds don't have to be right here. This is not necessary. In fact, I don't even think I need... oh, crap. I don't even think I need that anymore. Do I have, like, a main... I should have a main botany chest, you know, where I put modules for stuff or something. We'll put it over here by the stuff that's alive. And then maybe one for, like, seeds I don't need. Yeah, so if I use this space... we should be able to fit all of the microorganism stuff here. And then... where will I put seaweed? I'll need... how much seaweed? Why is that the default? That's weird. Okay, I'll need 4.5 for this. And then for the Vrauk sodium alginate, I need... another 2.5 plus 4.5 is 7. That was pretty close. So I'll need 7 seaweed crops. Which I think will fit right here. And then we'll belt it up. Okay, okay. I dig. Let's do it. So I'll pick this stuff up. We are gonna have some bio crud that builds up over time. We already know about that. So much trash. Those are not trash. Sap is trash. Limestone is trash. Quartz is trash. Rock coal is trash. Hydrogen. I don't need that much coke. I like to have a little bit of fuel on hand, but I don't need that much. Burner mining drills are trash, right? Are they an ingredient in something? They are, unfortunately. So it's worth holding on to them. Pipe to grounds are trash. 2 logs. Alright. Cleared up some inventory space there. And then... oh, what is all this? Put the biocrud in there. What is this? Moss gene samples? That's not needed right now. Get rid of all you guys. Pipe network doesn't go anywhere. Hey, see you later, Simon. I'll get your name in the game. Don't worry. We'll put it... maybe we'll put it by the borax. We'll be using that soon enough. We'll be using that soon enough. Alright, seaweed. I guess the tin, now that I look at this belt, it seems weird. With how we've routed that. It's funny, when you delete certain parts of your base, it makes other parts of your base make less sense. Like, this made total sense with where the seaweed was before and how I built there, but now it makes no sense. So should I reroute it? I think the answer is yes. Also, this does not make sense. Alright, so route this. It is like software refactoring. There's a reason so many software devs enjoy Factorio. It's like all the fun and rewarding parts of the job without the crap. I don't want to pick up the zinc here. I guess it doesn't matter. I could redrop it on the belt. Oh, I have 72. Oop, nope. I didn't. Wow. Ugh. Whatever. It's fine. Alright, so that's better. That's out of the way now. And now I can build seaweed here. So we shall do that. Oh, I need more seaweed crop facilities, which I think require like soil or something. Leave some space. I will go on both sides of the belt. Maybe I should just make them close together? Because now we can do this. And now I can do something like this. And that. And then we can do, you know, underground situation. Like that. And then that one loads, and then that one loads. Sure. Oh, power. I wonder if that will connect. No, we need one more square. Oh no! Don't tell me. It's so annoying. Yeah, the power just barely doesn't connect. There's no dev telling you I did the best I could while everything falls apart. Yeah, tech customer support sounds rough. This is unfortunate. I don't want to use another underground, but I think I have to if I want to do it this way. Or I could power it from the outside. We'll just power it from the outside. By that I mean the sides. Alright, and we will do an even 8, even though we technically don't need it. Oh, and these don't connect either. Shoot. So that means I need a extender. Here, here, here. And that one can get out. To go get some water, maybe from here. Pretty sure this is an insignificant amount of water, right? 8, yeah, 24 water a second. That's nothing. Wait. That was wrong. Oh, okay. This doesn't measure the modules it wants to have. It measures the module it does have, which right now is none. So I need to take the ones I already put modules in and then do 8 of those. I'm holding shift, by the way. You can shift drag to add more or shift right click to delete from your selection from rate calc. Anyway, 32 water a second is still basically nothing, so no worries there. Let's craft the other seaweed crop facilities. We need limestone. That's what it was. I just threw some of that away. Look at that. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. All right, so we'll get those crafted, and then all together that can go on one side of the belt. Should it go with something else? I feel like it should go with moss or something, but maybe not. I also want to go through here, but this is feeling claustrophobic. You know what I wish we could do with picker dollies? I'm sure it would never work. Select a whole group of stuff and then shift it. You know, it's like the equivalent to picker dollying everything that I selected down a unit at the same time. Because I would just move this whole thing down like 2 units. I know I can copy it and delete it, but then all the inventories get jacked up, and I have a bunch of ash here that yeah, it's kind of nice. Feels like this can be done simpler as well, this side loading. Is there a reason I'm side loading like this? Feels like the weirdest thing. I feel like I can just do this and that and then this and then how do I do it? Shift Alt click? What's my hotkey for this crazy? Alt left click, there it is. Alt left click here to there. I still need to contact the mod author for that double creation. I thought they fixed that. But yeah, this should work. Do the exact same thing. So yeah, we'll go with that. Anyway, seaweed now has a bit safer of a path. Over here. That's why I did that. And that up. Oh, I guess seaweed could go with wood because we need the wood for the cellulose. Aha, it's all coming together. You know, maybe I'll just bite the bullet. And do another underground, because then I have more space on the sides for activities. Go over here. Craft a bunch more power poles. Oh no, I'm out of logs. Where could I ever find some logs? You know, I just realized we're not stocking up logs. That's kind of funny. I guess I can do this, so that keeps reading all that, and then we load a few into a chest. I just need like 2 stacks to be stored up somehow, somewhere. And these should be crafting now, right? Yeah. Perfect. Perfection. And they're all working. Boom. Alright, so there's seaweed. All done. We're already 46 minutes into this episode. Oh my goodness. Where are the time go? Okay, so then up here, we need 3 HPFs making cellulose. So we're gonna rearrange these things a bit. A smidge. A nudging. Making 0.8 moss. That's using half my moss. Isn't all of this moss getting used by trees, or a lot of it? Oh shoot, those don't transfer. 0.3 seedlings is 0.5 moss. So if we're using full wood production, which is 0.6 logs, which ends up being 6 wood a second. So if I'm using 6 wood a second, then I am gonna need 60% or so of this moss. So I won't have enough moss. That's all I'm trying to say. This needs to be more moss. Pi is the ultimate sinkhole for your clock. Yes, it really is. Okay, so this can be anywhere, so we'll deconstruct that first. Limestone is super flexible. The wood is also flexible. I mean, it's just on a belt. I can zig, I can zag. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I can also make more moss pretty easily over here. Too bad it doesn't warp space-time. Yeah, that would be a pretty cool game. Could give you more hours in the day. How do I do this? Because the spoilage on these guys is so short. Our power is going to be problematic very soon as well. Oh, you know what? Did we ever... No, I forgot. I need to go grab more coal. We didn't finish our pY1 science run. Gosh, I get so sidetracked in this game. Squirrel! I do have a good amount of glassware, though. Okay, sweet. That helps, but we need a bunch more coal to keep py science running. You remember when we said we were just going to do 150 packs? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Goodness. Am I sure I don't have ADHD? When have I said that? I'm becoming increasingly certain I do have ADHD. Oh, man. Though I actually don't think I have that kind of ADHD. It expresses itself in a lot of different ways for different people. And as far as attention span goes, I actually have a good one. I didn't struggle in school with that sort of thing. So if I am an ADHD case, I'm certainly not the, like, classic expression of it where I'm just, like, constantly distracted. I think that's more just how Factorio feels for everybody. A lot of the time. So, anyway, what are we doing? The petri dishes, the glassware. It is. Alright, so we'll get more pie packs, and then we're getting the hot air, and then the geothermal power. And I believe we've uncovered only one red square for geothermal power. I'm not sure if they've changed the numbers, so we'll find out how much power we actually get out of one. What was I about to do? I don't know. Because I can't put those in there because we're rebuilding that part right now. So. We're rebuilding this. So I need 3. And these things make half-spoiled results. So they basically have to be... It only matters if we're low on power. Because they come out with 25 seconds left out of their 45. Which means even if the crafting cycles are off, as long as they're all direct feeding into this building, it will work every time. But I need 3.6 of it. 6 of these. So I probably need 2 feeding 1 assembler. Like something like this. I'll leave a square between them. Because I don't really need 2 assemblers for this, but I think just due to the microorganism mine issue, I think we'll do it like that. And then maybe we can have it so these only run if we read ingredients. No, read contents. Do the Here's a question. I feel like these mechanics are just so interesting. When I put a cellulose in here, does that count as in crafting? It does. Wait, no, it doesn't. That's just the contents. But then if it's also running and then it has more contents, it'll be adding that together. Okay, so then thinking here? So they'll feed into there. Assuming it has moss and cellulose, it will immediately begin making substrate, and then spoilage is no longer a problem. If we run out of cellulose or moss, then they might spoil into regular petri dishes. So I need some sort of recycling of regular petri dishes. That then will prioritize itself over the incoming petri dishes, which will be over here somewhere. And then no, B Jonas, you are correct. This is the final stream. I wanted to announce it rather than switch in between a stream. I wanted to announce it on a stream. And we already did the podcast today as well. So a lot of streaming today, but yeah, we'll be doing recorded episodes after this. Well, for those of you watching from future YouTube, there might be one or two more from this stream. Probably just one more. It's already getting late. So there'll be one more episode that'll be from this stream, and then those episodes carrying forward will be the pre-recorded type. So the cellulose also spoils, but it has a longer spoil time. So as long as I restrict myself, Cobra, I think we're gonna have to move you over to here for now, where there's a little bit more room. That was surprisingly easy. I am thankful for these bots being kind of fast. So these three, need 3 of these. They should only run if we're low on substrate. And then these should only run if we already have the cellulose. No, that's a little weird. No, they both should start running at the same time, I think. What's the craft time for this? Only 10 seconds. So these will show up first. 1 cellulose. We need how many we need 3 to start the recipe, so it'll take 20 seconds to... Yeah, this should be fine. Because I don't want huge amounts of biocrud either. So this is all a bit of a mess. Wow. Because I kind of want to do direct insertion for these as well, but then I'd have to have the third one in the middle between the two. Yeah, that just feels kind of dumb. Because then I'm doing like this, and I don't know. Is that worth it? That doesn't seem worth it. If we start them both whenever we need... I think that's probably the simplest way to do it. And when I say that, I mean we start the cellulose makers when we need whatever this is called, substrate. That stuff. And I just forgot that this is also able to, this is additional paste settings. You can copy an assembler, and it will create a logistic thing, but it also makes a filter. So it's kind of easier to filter it by copying that and then disable the logistic part. Now, there's also biocrud that can show up. What are all the possible outputs? There's also ash if we're not feeding it with wood. I should feed this with wood because I already have wood here for the cellulose. Get all my green stuff. So I could blacklist substrate. And that would also put biocrud on this, which I could filter out. Maybe that's the best way to do it. So that guarantees everything gets output somehow. And then I'm gonna put this one actually closer to the end so we waste less time on delaying when this one will start running, because I fear that we'll already see a couple spoiled petri dishes or two. But honestly, that's okay if we spoil a petri dish or two when this spins up. I'm not that worried about it. We can 0.27 cellulose a second. How much is that per... Because it has a 10-minute spoil time? 10-minute spoil time. Spoilage has changed a lot, right? If we weren't dealing with spoilage, we would have been done with this build already. I am enjoying it, though. I'm just saying, like, it does tweak how it feels to play this. So 0.27 times 60 would be 2.7 times 6, which is about 15 or so. 16 a minute. So we're only going to do 4 tiles of belt per minute. I'm just thinking about how much is going to spoil, like, when it stops running. This whole belt's going to be full. But I don't want to stop running them if we have so many on the belt, because this one isn't getting to take from the end of the belt. So there's this weird, like, do I need to sushi loop it? Or do I just let some biocrud spoil and we just start building up a pile of biocrud? We can burn the biocrud now that we have burners, so maybe we should just not worry about it. Yeah, that's probably the best option, to be honest. Okay, we'll do that. So we're getting there. Conceptually, we're getting there, at least. I don't know how much real progress we've made. No! You do not belong on that side of the belt. Wood splits off, comes over. I don't even know what goes on this belt. Is this an ash belt? What is this? Yes, it is. So that then comes over. And we need the limestone. That's easy. 1.08. Is that 3 soil extractors? Yeah, I thought they were 0.4. So that's 3 soil extractors. I need a couple more of those. Yeah, spoilage is a very interesting challenge. The multi-surface logistics I found to be a bit lacking. Drees, I was talking about it in the podcast with Galdoc, actually. I found the multi-surface logistics to end up... Like, in the late game of Factorio Space Age, you end up with far more mental overhead to get things done. There's way more finicky stuff going on that you have to manage manually. Even if it's setting it up manually, the things you're doing are smaller scale, like faffing about with requests in a space platform type stuff and getting all that just perfect so it works, rather than, like, I just have a global logistics bot network that can build anything I want, you know. And so there's way more finickiness to the late game of Space Age, and I didn't love that, to be perfectly honest. Alright, so we're just running all of these. Oops, that's a weird way to do that. There we go. So we'll run all of these if we are low on incubated petri dishes. No, sorry. Substrate, right here, this stuff. So I will read this tile. Probably better to connect it to this building. just that tile, not all the belts. And then all of these buildings will enable if substrate is less than 4. Can I pick that up there, drop it off over here? Sure can. Boom. What's up, Quidrex? How's it going? Alright, so then those will only run if we still... So this basically guarantees we at least always have room for the substrate output, and we're not going to get the ingredients spoiling because we're blocked on substrate. So it at least helps a little bit with extra spoiling of stuff happening. There will still be this belt building up a bit, and that's a bit problematic, but there's really not much I can do about it. I could put that inserter there. Yeah, Ash Ears, we were just talking about that on Discord. Things can spoil mid-craft, which means it's possible that these buildings end up with petri dishes inside. So if you have a power outage, everything can break so bad. I don't think I ever knew this. Is this Hold on, I'm just having a flashback to in my Space Age playthrough when my Gleba base broke down after like 8 hours of working fine. And I'm wondering if it had to do with this reality. But it would only happen if a building paused. But maybe one of my buildings had a circuit condition that caused it to pause. And therefore, the thing that was halfway through crafting when the building paused ended up spoiling. And then it unpaused, the craft finished, and now it had a spoiled product from the first place. I really do agree with you that that's dumb. I really think it's weird that spoiling... It's already a little bit weird that things start spoiling when you start crafting them, but the fact that they keep spoiling if you pause crafting them is even worse. Because then it creates situations where a building is creating a spoiled product not even from ingredients that were like already half spoiled or something, and I just think that's really silly. If you disable the building by canceling the recipe, yes, it does spit the ingredients out. But that's still just as problematic for this situation. Because you know, look at how we have this set up. It's only set up to output incubated petri dishes. But if it spits out the ingredients or it spits out the spoiled thing, in this case they're the same object. So you have to put in... This is so dumb. This is basically just weird. Now, let me just double check something. If you... Let me just try this. So if we hook this up like that to where it disables it. So you're telling me this is now continuing to spoil. And if we let it, we'll just let this sit for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna re-enable it with the control behavior. And then I believe what people are saying is that this is not gonna spit out an incubated petri dish. It's gonna spit out a petri dish because it's the spoiled version of an incubated petri dish, which is so dumb. Have we waited long enough? Has it been 20 seconds? I think it has. I'll give it another 10. 44, 45, 46. Alright, it's definitely far enough now. I just... Oh, this frustrates me so much. Because it means every building that makes an object that could be spoiled, you have to deal with the potential that it outputs that item. Oh, yep, already spoiled. So the reason, for those wondering under the hood, the reason it does this is because spoilage, basically the item entity, it's not an entity, but the item that actually exists in the game world that like sits on belts and can be grabbed by inserters and stuff, it measures its expiration date. Basically, the moment you start crafting it, that item now exists in a way, and its expiration date has already been set to be the expiration date from when you started crafting it. I do not understand why the mechanic is not, it makes the thing, and when the thing gets made, it sets the expiration date. I don't understand why it doesn't work that way. I would very much prefer that implementation, and it would also fix this exact problem. Exactly, S3L10. The expiration date is set before the item even really exists. And that makes some amount of sense from a... Like, if you think about how spoilage is intended on Gleba, it's this idea of, like, things are always progressing towards being more spoiled, and there's never a moment where that pauses, is what they wanted. And so it's like, if you feed the next step with all stuff that's at 70%, well, now things are starting at 70%, and they're continuing to get towards spoiled, and there's no way to, like, fix that. Like, there's no way to pause it or reverse it, and so I think that's kind of what they're going for, but it creates these really annoying, you know, situations where now I have to deal with the possibility that when these buildings pause, they're going to output spoiled stuff. So maybe I shouldn't stop them from running. I mean, because if these ever get stopped, then they're going to almost certainly stop partway through a craft, and then they're going to end up having a spoiled item. Now, there's an interesting thing with these buildings in particular where I could feed them their own input with Bob's inserters, but I'm not going to do that. If I just don't stop them, what's going to happen? Substrate's going to back up. It's still possible... Okay, riddle me this, everybody. What happens if... I don't even know if we can manufacture this scenario. Because I actually don't know the behavior. What happens if we block up on substrate? Maybe we can manufacture this. I need the limestone as well. I guess we have some. Okay, so we'll get the cellulose getting made. Feed it some moss. Basically, what I'm trying to figure out is what happens if we block up on substrate, and then these buildings. We're an hour and 10 minutes in. Oh my gosh. All right, we will finish figuring this out before the end of the episode. But boy, oh boy, is this brain breaking. Mainly because I don't want it to back up. You know, if I didn't care as much about bad things happening, we'd be fine. Oh, it's putting in fuel. Dang it. There we go. Okay, so we'll let that get backed up on substrate here. Oh, I only have one of these crafting. I need two of these running. The build is 90% done. Now comes the other 90%. Oh, yes. Wonderful. Alright, there we go. So now it's blocked up on output, which means the inserters are not going to take, which means these are going to end up with spoiled petri dishes anyway. Inside of them. It's not like we're always going to end up with the spoiled petri dishes here. Okay. That's fair enough. So that means we were going to have to deal with it anyway. But see, no. Sorry, we weren't. We had dealt with this part of the problem by not having these run in the first place. Good gravy. What a mess. I mean, there's all sorts of shenanigans you could do with combinators, which of course we don't have yet. And I don't even know if I'd want to, but we could. So I think I'll just do the thing, and we'll just deal with the fact that sometimes bio crud will get spit out of these. And we'll just have to deal with biocrud on the end of this build. That's all there is to it. So there's biocrud here. We could also do, you know, a thingy thing. And then I mean, it's kind of not, I already have this belt right here and accessible, so I'm complaining a little bit about a situation that has a pretty easy solution, which is just this. And I just filter Petri dish to these guys. So like in this case, it's not that hard to solve, but it's just the principle of it that frustrates me. Now, we've dealt with that. We need wood to fuel these. And moss. So maybe wood and moss? Where is the moss? The moss is here. Maybe it should be here. Yeah, I could allow, I mean, that's kind of what we're doing if you can only make the Petri dishes. But the problem is, these aren't always going to start at the same time or end at the same time. So one could start making Petri dishes right before it gets disabled, and then they'll get disabled, and they'll still have the same problem. Hold on. I don't think I want what I just started doing. I don't want moss to go all the way down that belt. I do want this to what do I actually want? I want that at least. And there's moss and wood. Perfect. And then, so that's those two. This one's figured out. Cellulose, we just need the limestone. Which, maybe go here. There we go. Can we fit 3 soil extractors right here? I'm a little doubtful. Sorry, Cobra. The answer is yes. Wait, but these need wood as well. Is there a way? Maybe. I could have the wood come up here. Ugh. Like there's not a clean way to do this. Besides, don't they need... I guess they just need one inserter of wood, but... Alright, there's the limestone. Which they also only need one inserter for. And then those are powered up, and then we put a undergroundy. And then we power this guy up. Woof! What a build. Alright, so cellulose is done. Biocrud is going to get spit out of these as well, but that's okay, because they spit onto a belt. So these will output no matter what. The only things we will ever get are cellulose and biocrud. Cellulose will get grabbed if it's needed. Otherwise, the biocrud will end up over here. Now, we could also get biocrud out of the substrate or petri dishes, both of which will end up on this belt. So then I need another biocrud filter outer to do this. I think I want to stockpile some biocrud, but we're also just going to burn it. So this is going to be biocrud and wood for the fuel. And then the biocrud goes straight in. I assume you... Wait, can you burn... can you burn biocrud? Didn't even check. Have AFH fixed the voiding issue yet? I'm not sure. Yeah, we can burn biocrud. Wait, no. Wait, I can't remember. Does the fact that it's a gray recipe mean we can't do it, or we... Here, we can test this. Yeah, it burns. Okay. If it burns, we can kill it. And then obviously we just burn the ash like that. I could do a self-inserter, but I always fear that somehow it's gonna get blocked up. I've seen some weird, some weirdnesses sometimes with self-feeding burners, so I've committed to not doing that. Even if it does feel a little cleaner to just do this, because then it'll feed the ash back in. But the problem is if it gets blocked up somehow because it has too much ash, but there's also biocrud in the ingredient thing. The fact that you can burn ash has to be a bug. No, it makes sense, because if you just imagine you get some ash, if you kept shoveling it back into a high heat furnace, like some of it's gonna get into the air. I don't know. I'm guessing. I mean, like ash doesn't burn, but if you kept shoveling it in and out of a burner, it would probably mostly disappear eventually, right? I don't know. That's how I imagine it going anyway. All right, we will get these petri dishes in the next episode. Get petri dishes going. But for now, we're gonna call this the end of this episode. So for those of you from future YouTube, as always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next episode. All right, we're still gonna do one more episode. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick, and we'll get Simon, which we will not do Simon the Pie Speedrunner. That's way too many letters, but we'll get Simon's name in game here. No chat on credits. Oh, like on the credits screen, the chat widget isn't there. That is correct. The dreaded M, which is wider than all the letters. There's no way to prevent it. All right, Stualock. I'm gonna. How did we shorten your name before? I can't remember. I know we had a strategy for it. Stu. Okay, that works. I can do that. Let's put it over by molybdenum. We're gonna mine molybdenum at some point. It's an aspirational idea because we're a long ways from molybdenum, but 3, 4, 5. All right. S do. Oh, and then a W is just the same problem as an M. Perfect. All right. I'm gonna take a quick break, use the restroom, stretch my legs for a second. You guys should do the same thing. Take care of your bodies. If you've been sitting for a long time, well, you should do something other than sit. So, we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Looks like I tried to write moods upside down. That's funny. That's the exact same letters. So I did. Wait, no, the D's backwards for moods. Okay, but it's close. It's very close. All right, what were we doing? So we'll record here. Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to Pi Season 3, where we are working on fully automating pY1 science. We're getting our substrate going over here. Hey, Jet Epic, thanks so much for the 4 months. And we are needing the petri dishes right now. So we had a bit of a frustration with how Factorio handles spoilage, because it starts spoiling the moment that you start crafting it, and if the crafting pauses, which it will when we disable the building, then it's going to also, why is set recipe not a button for these buildings? These ones have set recipe. This one does not. Is it because they only do the one thing? That's so interesting, because that will actually prevent us from being able to do the thing where it spits out the ingredients. Anyway, not a problem for today. So now we need the agar, which comes from steam and seaweed, and we already have the seaweed here on this. No, that's moss. Where's the seaweed? Down here. And then we can make the steam somehow. We have a coke belt here. We'll use that. We need 18 steam, which is quite a bit. That's like 3 boilers worth. And then I'm gonna cut this power off, because I like power poles, you know, might as well put them in the already congested spaces rather than the spaces that are nice and wide open. We'll do that. Did that reconnect everything? I think so. The microbe mine is a furnace type. Yeah, I wondered about that, Miranda. That makes sense. Oh, wait a second. Wait one moment here. What happens when you just place one? Oh, it just auto selects that recipe. So interesting. So it's not quite like a furnace, because furnaces don't have the recipe already set like that. At least we can enable disable them. I'll take that. I mean, that's so much more control than we used to have over these types of things. Why did I stop getting brimstone? I guess we never set the recipe for that. Anyway, I have an announcement. I want to make it before the video gets too far and we get into pie stuff. We're already 3 minutes in. So I mentioned this in the last episode. In case you missed it, I just wanted to mention it again. This will be our last Twitch streamed episode for a bit, but not our last Pi episode. So I'm going to switch to doing pre-recorded episodes, which basically means I hit the record button on OBS, but I'm not live on Twitch, right? And I just record, you know, a 1 hour episode or whatever. I play the game, I talk to you guys, I do all the normal things, but there won't be any Twitch chat or live interaction with that. And I talked about the reasons in the last episode. I'll just kind of briefly summarize them again. The main idea is that it's a little bit of an experiment to see when my audience is concentrated into only the one form, kind of how that changes viewership, if at all, or if it kind of remains the same. But now, you know, I'm not also doing the live thing. I'm not really sure. We'll see. Part of it is because there's a much lower barrier to energy entry, much lower barrier to entry when it comes to energy levels for me, the streamer. It's just, there's a lot you have to be on when you're streaming in a way that you don't have to be when you are just recording a video, because I won't have the cam on. I'm not doing live chat. I can just do one episode and then be done, you know, for the afternoon or the evening. I can, you know, there's way more options with that. So that is how we're doing that starting after this episode. So yeah, So for those of you from the recorded end of YouTube, things won't change that much. You just won't see Twitch chat showing up on the side is the main difference for you. And I do realize that that changes the vibe of the episodes somewhat, because Twitch chat kind of becomes, you know, your friend as well. Even if you're watching asynchronously, it still can be fun to kind of like get to hang out with Twitch chat sort of, you know, after the fact and all that. So I realize that it does change things a bit. For some people, they prefer that though. So it's kind of just different for everybody. When I release the first pre-recorded episode, will I title or promote it differently? Probably not. I think I'll just maybe mention it at the beginning of that episode. We're basically caught up right now, so it'll just be, because this is the second episode of the Twitch stream today. So the first one will go out tomorrow. The second one will go out the day after tomorrow, which is the 22nd. So it'll be the 23rd of April. That episode of Pi will be the first one. So it's just a few days from now. We'll already be in those types of episodes. So anyway, that's the main announcement. And yeah, you know, as far as cam enabling, even in the pre-recorded episodes, I'll have to think about that a little bit more. I've traditionally done webcam for live streams only. I think I might have done one series a long time ago where I did a webcam on a YouTube series. But I'll definitely consider it. It's definitely easier than, you know, it's like still less, it's less being on still than doing the live interaction thing. Because one difficult part about the streaming is that you have to do the whole stream in a row, you know, at one time. And that's, oh, I forgot about this. So I guess we just want wood to go left. Like that. There we go. Okay, so the wood is carrying on. This is become pointless splitter, so we'll get that back. And now we just need one high pressure furnace and 3 boilers making agar, which does not spoil, I think. No, agar spoils too? No, dude. Oh, come on. I'm so tired of this crap. Alright, so agar spoils as well. Which means... what does Factoriopedia say about the micromine? That's a good question. I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but here's what it says. It says all the... It can only craft one thing, but it makes it look like it's an assembler. But what does it say about furnaces? Does that have a list of what they can craft too? It does. Never mind. Who really knows what the difference is? Alright. Boilers. So we need 3 of these. Which... Because 15 a second would be 2, and we need 18 a second. And I need to get rid of the ash. So we'll do this thing again. There's gotta be... What is this? I don't know what this was, but I'm removing it. There's gotta be an ash disposal belt nearby. Here's one. Okay, so ash disposal is right up here. Perfect. Yeah, you only need 1 agar per petri dish. So basically we just want to make the petri dishes immediately. And only if we need petri dishes. So I don't think we'll have to worry about agar spoiling. Technically, we need a combinator to check if we have steam available too. Can you just use one electric inserter? I could, probably. Are they twice as fast? I don't think they're quite twice as fast. No, they're only 1.2. I don't know if that'd be fast enough still. Although we are using coke, so we will have fewer operations needed than with raw coal. So we'll see about that. Alright, anyway, yeah, combinators need batteries, so they are a long way away from where we are now, unfortunately. But yeah, there's seaweed, and then we're going to get this powered up. Maybe from this direction. I think I'd like to steal some wood to fuel this guy. Oh, and we need water. Oh man, if I had moved this one tile further down. But it's fine. We'll just do something silly like this. Oh wait, that doesn't work. There. Okay. No, that doesn't work because I need these guys. No. Filter on ash. I forget this every time, but I didn't forget. Go me. Go me. I am just gonna move this down a tile. That's not hard. And then I can just do that. Much easier. You just encountered your first moving enemy in Fractal Block World. Oh my gosh, that game is so freaking good. I can't even begin to describe how good it is. Everyone listening, go buy Fractal Block World. It's crazy and awesome. Okay, so Petri dishes are now ready to get crafting. I should say finished Petri dishes, because they're kind of two types. And then these... Ah! Along here. But then this needs to have priority. So that actually works, because then those get side-loaded. Perfect. Okay. And then now we need to bring Petri glass dishes down. But wait, was I gonna move? No, I decided I didn't want to move everything up there. And the spam. And then agar. I just realized this is always going to create a biocrud. This new revelation, I don't know how people haven't talked about it before, because it's completely going to ruin builds that do something like this. So, because what I'd like to do is do this. I measure what's on this belt, and or maybe it should be the next one. I measure what's on this belt, and if I have, or no condition on this guy. Measure this condition, and if I have less than 4 Petri dishes, we're running, right? It's such a simple idea. Where, like, if this belt isn't backed up, then make some more Petri dishes. But the problem is, this guy's making agar, right? Let's say at full speed. It's gonna make slightly more agar than we need. Actually, they make the exact same amount, so we might be okay. We might be okay. Let's say this made agar faster, for sake of argument. Then what would happen is these would start backing up, you know, and as soon as there's 3 here, This one would make the last, like, the last one we need. It would back up to there, and then this would immediately stop running. And the problem is, it will now stop running mid-craft, because it almost certainly was in the middle of a craft, because it was still crafting, you know. Or let's say this one is the faster one then. So this one's the one that's constantly running, and maybe, because if this one's only running 80% of the time, there's a chance it was in between crafts. But even then, there's a chance it wasn't. So yeah, so the better idea is to not insert seaweed in the first place, and then that should fix it. Why does that not work for these? Or does it work for these? And I've just completely forgotten how to play this game. Because isn't that how we already did stuff over here? No, that's sushi. Where did I do... What was spoiling before? The flora. It was over here I was doing stuff with it. I forget what I actually did. Why do these not have conditions? That seems problematic. Weren't those supposed to have conditions? Did I screw this up? They've been running forever, but what do I have? Why are these connected? Oh, because they're reading their own ingredients. It's so the building can see their own crap. Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. Anyway, I swear there was a situation where we did this already, but maybe it was just... Was it tree seed stuff? No, it was the trees. Yeah. Yeah, so here we're not even inserting the ashen seeds unless we have the space for the logs. And that should mean that it never spoils mid-craft. Unless I run out of one of these two, which is where combinators would come in. We don't have those yet. So I should be able to do the same thing here, where I only run these inserters if substrate is less than 4. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my brain. Because, yeah, stopping assemblers mid-craft is totally not necessary. I can just only insert if substrate's less than 4. And then what that gives us... Oops. I just did less than 0. Yeah, Gildarth, don't worry. We already talked about all that in the last episode. I think it was before you got here, with all the spoil time stuff and everything. The substrate only needs 2 of them. It's 3 cellulose, but only 2 petri dishes. That's why I have these in pairs, so it can never really screw up. All right. Okay, so anyway, so this will work now. So if the substrate's low, we will run this inserter. And if the substrate's low, we'll always have room for incubated dishes. So the only way it really screws up is if the output's blocked, which it can't be. Although this one, I really need to read a belt further down. So there's always room for, like, because it outputs 10 per recipe. So it really needs to be measuring like this one down here. So backed up to there. And that should leave room for 20 more, which would be both of them completing a craft. But even then, it might insert enough for this to run twice more, which is gonna be 2 more recipes. So yeah, it's gonna back up quite a bit. Like it'll run quite a few more recipes through. So then the substrate, well, okay, whatever. Let's belt the substrate over before we get too confused here. Need 2 inserters for that. All right, and then I will, why don't we just, why don't we actually just store some in a chest? Okay, and then we measure maybe this, we'll back up to that tile. That gives us a lot of space. Alright, so then we're running these inserters. If we have less than 4, there should always be room for petri dishes, and I guess we can do the same for cellulose. Cellulose, we're always going to end up with extra, though. And the problem, see, here's the problem, now I remember, is that they're both spoilables, and they're both going into something. So the problem is when the inserters stop running, one of the ratios is going to be wrong, right? Like, we're either going to have too many of the incubated petri dishes, or we're going to have too many cellulose. And so we're always going to end up with something spoiling inside the assembler here. But at least it will prevent the issue where anything ever spoils in this building. Which in this case, it doesn't really matter because I've already accounted for it. But it is good to remember that if you can't handle things spoiling in the building, you can make sure the building never stops mid-craft. And then at least the ingredients are just sitting there partially filled when the inserters stop. As we hook up those inserters, and then we say those are enabled if substrate. By the way, I'm not playing hard mode. There is an optional setting for decay to be turned on. The main reason for that is they want Pi to be playable by people who don't own Space Age. We want these to only be on one side of the belt. Because you do need Space Age and the Enable Feature Flags mod to be turned on. So anyway, I think this works now, where the inserters will only run to insert if we actually have the need for substrate. And these inserters will only run if we have the need for substrate. I'm guessing we'll end up with a few spoiled petri dishes because it'll take a little bit longer for the cellulose to spin up because it needs more ingredients. But that even kind of depends. Huh. Interesting. And like, this is problematic. There's cellulose here, but not here. But these aren't running. Why are these not running? Why are we not getting limestone? Hold on, what's going on? Oh, I didn't do less than 4. That's gonna do it. There we go. Okay. Wow. What a craziness. What a craziness. Do you have sensible access to combinators? Aelor, you joke. No, we're not gonna have combinators till like we're 100 hours into the game. Combinators don't show up till you have batteries. And batteries, well, they require a lot of stuff. You have to basically do AUGs and process manure and then do other stuff too. And you need antimony, which we don't have yet. So we need another metal, another whole beast, quite a few researches, some new buildings we probably can't afford. Yeah, we need intermetallics to even craft the AUG paddocks. So that's a thing. I don't think we actually need Ralasia, even though we unlock it first. Is that right? I don't think we need Ralasia, but we might. I don't know what we need. We need cDNA. Oh my god. cDNA is such a nightmare. Oh my gosh, look at this stuff. Look at this stuff. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, we're not going to think about that. That's too overwhelming. We're not going to think about that right now. All right, so then I need to do the same thing here. That's what we're really getting at. Because this is a situation where it actually will fix the issue. There will never be BioCrud doing it this way if these inserters are restricted to only work when Petri dishes are less than 4. Because that means... Now, that's assuming we have a supply of empty Petri dishes, right? So we would want to also have some sort of condition on that. Of, like... Basically, we need... You know what I want? I want decider combinator logic inside of every single inserter. That's what I want. Because if those inserters only worked if we had a need for those and we had a proper supply of Petri dishes. Because if we run out of Petri dishes, then the agar will sit here not getting taken, and then it will spoil into BioCrud, which is also annoying. But if these inserters also only ran if we had Petri dishes in here, then it would always work forever. Assuming there's also fuel. So there's all sorts of ways it can go wrong, which means I probably should just have a BioCrud, get rid of her, but I hate it. I don't hate it, but it's a lot of work. All right, so now all we need is the Petri dishes. Do I want to put them on the other side of this glass belt? Maybe? Sure. Sure, he says. About to spend 400 Petri dishes for no reason. Alright, output right, Petri dish. We're just going spaghetti at this point. Today's a spaghetti kind of day. And then down here. Over to here. Boom. Well, with any luck, that will do it. Ow. Excuse me. I'm just trying to think of another way we could prevent spoilage BioCrud from happening here. We could do a weird thing where, like, we measure the Petri dishes on maybe, like, this square, and then we have a pump for the steam. And we only run the steam forwards if we have Petri dishes backed up to here. And then we're doing a kind of a combo. That's like an analog way to do an and, right? Because we need the seaweed and the steam. And so if we have one condition for the steam and a different condition for the seaweed, then that would prevent it from crafting if we don't have a decent supply of Petri dishes. Then the only issue would be the fueling. It could try to run, the agar could run, but this is out of fuel. That's probably not going to happen very easily. Actually, I mean, it could. I mean, my wood supply would have to stop running entirely, because this is going to supply wood frequently enough that this will always have enough. So, I don't know. There's a variety of thoughts I'm having, but we're going to be fine with this. And then those will side load, and then there we go. Substrate is now fully automated. Woohoo! Yay! Clap for Krydax. All right, get petri dishes done. Now we're close. How much biocode do we have here? A decent amount. So glassware. Would it be crazy to do sushi? I'm considering it. We could put we could put glassware on the same side of the belt that petri dishes are on. And then we would want to make sure we only put petri dishes on the belt if we have room for them down here, and we only put glassware on the belt if we have room for them down here, and then they get filtered out and it always just works. Kind of a crazy idea. I would need to use radars. I'm not going to hook a green belt up that far, so let's just not. Let's just not. We'll bring the stoppers up on a separate belt. That means I need a different belt down here. What's this belt? That's steel. Oh, I can use that because this is no longer our steel belt. What's up, Clifford? And yes, sushi belts are easier, but what I'm talking about isn't quite a sushi. It's not a loop sushi belt. It's more of just putting different things on the same belt, but either one could back up and block the other one. And the solutions to that are basically the same as they've always been. Because whole belt reading isn't even really necessary for that type of strategy. Okay, so glassware goes on this belt. We'll bring rubber stoppers up. Man, I can't believe we're doing this. What have we become? I mean, I literally was like, we're just gonna do this pie setup quick and dirty so that we can have our first 150. And we're just literally an hour, well, okay, 3 hours later, you know, just setting it up automated. Why didn't we just automate it the first time? I don't know. It's okay. Alright, now we need the coal, the stone, the seaweed, the vraux, and I think that's it. So we get this section up and running, and then we're done. Vraux are easy enough. I am going to supply some into a chest. The rest go to science. Then let's see, what's this? This situation can be this side. Oh, but it needs fuel. Freaking non-electric assemblers killing me. What are you running on? Treated wood? What if I brought treated wood up? Not the worst idea I've ever had in my life. Wait, what? There's nothing as permanent as a temporary solution that works. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. I wanted to rush it. I remember why I rushed it, but it more just is like, I don't think I actually saved that much time or iron by rushing it. So I feel like it was kind of pointless. Anyway, let's see. So the coal is going to come down. We already have coke here, but it's not easy to get coke over there. Could I cage the Vrauks over here and just belt them up? Maybe that's what we do. Then I could grab this coke, but then we're doing ash problems. You like clean fuel, but we're gonna have ash from this. But we could get rid of that ash, though. Don't we have an ash disposal belt? Yeah, hold on. Ash disposal is on aisle this. We can get rid of that ash. Of course, we get that sound. Ugh, so much random crap. And then now you've got fuel. You've got ash disposal. You've got caged Vrauk as your recipe. I mean, it's kind of ugly because we're gonna need now the caged Vrauks to go all the way up. Over. No, this seems bad. Though the alternative's not that much better, but it's a little better, which is where we bring down the coal, maybe on this belt. How much coal do we actually need? I forget. Is it a small amount? Is it a large amount? It's 0.25. It's 2.5 times the amount of science, but the actual amount per second is tiny, so it feels reasonable to just... Oh, wait, I'm thinking of coke. Sorry, I was thinking the high pressure furnace recipe, that does not exist. Oh, we can turn wood into coal. I completely forgot about this recipe. Ah, interesting. Anything else? In chemical science, we can do wood to coal directly. And then it won't be until raw coal stage 1, which we're not actually that far from. But then I have other burnables I have to deal with and all sorts of mess. It's probably not that. Okay. Alright, so I could also do a DDC on wood to make some coal. I think I like that version the best. Because we have wood right here. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, DDC. On wood. And then we'll feed the coal in. I would... This is one where it's interesting. I'd prefer to fuel it with the wood, but the problem... Also, that's a lot of fuel gain. Coal is 4 megajoules a piece. And it is 10 to 10. Huh. It's not... And you would only need 4, 5 of these for a full belt of wood? I mean, the problem is a full belt of wood is not easy. But if I start fueling this with wood, the problem is, like, if we run out of wood, then it ends up switching over to coal, and then it'll never be the same, but I could at least prime it with wood. But there is a chance of a mishap as well. doing here? What if I just did this? This. Well. Crap. Of course it doesn't go over. So there's wood. Let me move this up. And then the wood can come up here. And then that can fuel this guy. Rauk Cager. Oh, right. I need a inserter to put the cage Rauks into the thing. Okay, so we do that. And then that's good. Throw that in there. I've got a bunch of Rauks. I should just put those in the outputs of the buildings, just to, you know, get the belt saturated there. And then I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to only run this belt if this belt has a certain number of Rauks on it. I just don't want to have like literally a full belt of Rauks. That feels really wasteful for some reason. But maybe it's not. Who cares? The only thing it cost me is Flora. We've been over this. Whatever. Let's let the Rauks back up. It's the worst thing that happens. I have 500 Rauks. 200 maybe. So what? I really should have reorganized these buildings. I feel like we just kind of put things in random spots and now I'm living with the consequences. Stoppers. Alright, so stoppers. Eat the wood. What? Good. And then the wood goes to the other one. And then the coal gets fed in. And then we've got exhaust pipe for the coal gas. Sinkhole for the tar. Yes, I am just getting rid of it. Sue me. And then the iron oxide we are burning. Oh yeah, you know it. Iron oxide. Grab fuel, and then we need that. All right, that's done. Power. Yeah, Rauks died of old age. People have talked about that idea a few times now. Oh, it would be terrible, because they're your modules, right? So the modules on your buildings would be spoiling. I can't even imagine. That would create the worst feelings ever. Alright, so now we just need stone and seaweed on maybe this belt? Here? And we only need those both in one place? Which is right here. So stone 1/2, seaweed other half. Happiness equals pie science fully automated. I like it. I like it a lot. Where is the seaweed, by the way? I've lost track of my base. It's down here. Okay. So this will come over here and up. Spaghetti is really really bad. God, this is so bad. What am I doing? Oh dear, we don't need this belt anymore. Here? Yeah, the main idea, Dave, I would only enjoy that module spoilage if it was very easy. You know, if we're talking like 20-hour spoil time, and it would automatically create a logistics bot request, or I guess is it construction bots that carry modules to buildings? If it would automatically create a request for the building to refill itself. That would be slightly better. It's also a mess if the recipes have spoilage involved, because then you... I don't know. It definitely could create more of a mess, but if it would automatically fix itself if you just had a proper supply of Vraux, that feels a little bit easier to handle. Okay, so then now we need this mixes with this. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh my gosh, we did it. I think I'm probably still forgetting something. I think pyscience 1 is automated now. Should I filter the cage inserter? Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad somebody said. See, this is the problem. You guys are gonna see so many more mistakes when I'm not streaming live. Oh man, I'm gonna be responsible for all my mistakes now. I can't blame Twitch chat. Oh dear. Yeah, when we're not live, we're gonna see a lot more of that going on, and it's gonna be painful. But it's also kind of more fun that way. You know, you're gonna see stuff like there'll be more of screaming at your monitor, but there'll be also more of like fun because you get to see me dealing with the consequences of my own actions. Ah, if it isn't my old friend, the consequences of my own actions. Isn't that a quote from something? I don't know. Yeah, this is my Christmas present. Factorio shirt. Alright, the industry is now moving and grooving. And that means rubber stoppers are a go. Oh no, we're not done. We have one more thing. Right. I did think about this a bit ago and then forgot promptly. We gotta get rubber stoppers all the way up to the glassworks. And then the glassware is now here. Alright, rubber stoppers. Rubber baby buggy stoppers. Maybe that's what I'll call the episode. Up we go. To here. Wow. Alright, do we need only one glassware? Yeah, a 0.15 glassworks running. What do you do with brains and jerky? It's brains, guts, and chitin, I think, are the 3 results that you get, and I'm just storing them for now. Oh, brains, guts, chitin, and meat. I also am now realizing that we need like a lot more storage here. I think they said there's new graphics for the warehouse, so I want to see what it is. Ooh, that is new, at least since the last time I saw it. Make an extra deposit because I need one anyway, but yeah, jerky isn't produced directly, but it's the spoil result of all the soft, fleshy bits. The chitin, which is, you know, like basically made out of probably similar to like fingernails and hair, you know, that doesn't spoil. So it's all very sensible. Alright, are we good? Did we make all this? No, we need 4 more Vrauk paddocks, and I think everything else is good. Wow, guys, we did it. So then the final result needs to be piped up to our labs. Again, I say piped, I mean like, you know, belted. We'll do that here, maybe? Then I'm trying to decide if I should buffer science here or somewhere else. Here seems fine. This is where Bob's Adjustables is great. All right. And we'll distribute what we've already got. And there we go. Beautiful. With any amount of luck, we have fully automated pY1. Yeah, roll the credits. We've beaten the mod pack, folks. I'm gonna let these build up more. Because researches just get more and more expensive, so you have to keep thinking about old sciences as you progress to new sciences. But yeah, stoppers are on the belt. They're going up. Glassware's going down. I am a bit concerned about the fuel for all these. Maybe we're fine. No. Oh, we don't have enough. 0.8. We need more glass. I guess that's on my list. Crushed quartz. That'll give us more glass, so we can do that next on the to-do list. I guess we technically need 1 more quartz mine to make use of the glassworks I already have. That is the bottleneck for now. You think the adjustable inserters was the biggest missing thing? Yeah, and that's interesting because some people hate it, you know, and they love Pi and they're not using them, you know. But I do think it's a quality of life that feels fair, to me at least, for something like Pi. With how many items you're moving around, the inability to adjust inserters at all feels kind of unfun for me. But I'm also a Bob's Adjustable Inserters lover, so, you know, I'm biased. Now, this flora is getting real spoily. Why don't I do something about this? What would be the easy way? I mean, the easiest way, which is not a full prevention, but it at least does something, is to just measure. And we only... No, we don't want to read resources. We learned that lesson already. 700, so let's just say, you know, 100. And that way, it's not fully backed up all the time. Yeah, it incentivizes spaghetti in some ways, but it also helps spaghetti in some ways. Because the weirdness is that you have to do to get normal inserters to work with 14 items sometimes is more spaghetti rather than less. And I generally, you know, it depends on how far you go. Like, once you have all the options available and you're doing weird, like, pick up here and drop off at a different angle and a different distance and all that, you know, that's definitely pretty strong, but I don't necessarily go that far all the time. Alright, so I believe we are good to go now, and pY1 science is just automated, so now the whole world is my oyster for a long time with all these sciences. So what's next? What's next is my to-do list. And then from there, intermetallics is the next milestone. So I think I looked at this one time before, but intermetallics is vitraloy, which is all this stuff. So automating titanium, automating duralumin, getting antimony and automating it, which requires basic oxygen furnaces, which we haven't made yet. It requires automated screeners, which we haven't made yet. It requires the antimony drills, which need to be fueled with gas canisters, which means we need to be filling gas canisters, which I think are made out of plastic. It's kind of like barreling, but with fluid fuel. And then we also need the Nexalit, which comes from Digosauruses. And we fuel the Digosauruses with guts, meat, or jerky, which is cute. And crafting wise, we can pretty much already craft the dig sites. Oh, but we do need... Okay, we have all that. We need a lot of moss gene samples, though. Jeez. Wow. I'd recommend finishing Freight Forward in Crastorio. If blue science in Crastorio is the bane of your existence, then you might not want to play Pi. Is my short answer. Alright, let's get rid of all our ingredients, and then we'll probably call it an episode, because this feels like a good stopping point. I might work on a little bit of cleanup or copper or something. But let's see, what do we have? We have 9 glassware we can get rid of. I have so many random trash things. It's just always my inventory these days. Like, I don't need 69 tree seeds. I don't need 14 moss. I don't need 100 seaweed. Sap trees, I do need, and I have them stored somewhere. I don't need 7 stone. Well, I actually need more stone than that. I don't need 4 barrels. I don't really need a tailings pond. I'm gonna get rid of that. It's just taking up an inventory space for no reason. Pick up some more stone here. And then I was gonna get rid of the stoppers by just placing them in the output. And then I was gonna get rid of the sap trees, which go in a chest. Where did we put that chest? Over by the bio stuff. Alright. Perfect. Now, copper, we've already started mining it, so we're close to being done here. We just need to set up the whole belt in the new smelting system. Let's maybe start on that. Have I considered setting up caravans? Yeah, so caravans are interesting. I'm not really sure what I want to do for caravans. They're really good at moving stuff over longer distances without needing a belt to go the whole way, so I do like that. Also, what are we doing with copper? Crushing, that is. So between screeners and jaw crushers, I can make all grade 2. Okay, we need to plug this in. Copper plate. There, make a new block. Ingredients. Alright, rearrange these like so. And put 15 copper ore. Wait, what? There we go. Alright, so we make 6 grade 2 and 3 grade 1, and then the grade 1 makes 1.5 grade 2, so we get 7.5 grade 2, blah, 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 blah. We get 3 copper plates. So it becomes 5 to 1, same as the iron. But you need 9 screeners and 4.5 jaw crushers to handle all that. Compared to iron's just 6 jaw crushers. So this is certainly worse. So, at least for now, I think I'm just going to keep direct smelting the copper until I need a more efficient version. But then how much does that... I need 20 furnaces? How many is this? Okay, so yeah, basically this will suffice for 1 copper section. Should I do 2? Should I do like a chunk here and then here? And then here and then here? Or should I just keep them all lined up on top? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I definitely... syncing your save with my, like, loading my save that I uploaded into my Discord is not a bad idea. Not because, you know, I'm perfect or anything, but just because there you have a decent set of quality of life mods that you can modify as you wish from there, and you also have a decent map if you want to play with the same map, because I at least made sure there's like a little bit of everything. I turned up the frequency of a few things that are a little bit more important. It's not, if you know what you're doing, it's not like what I did is anything that different than what most people would do, but I made a few tweaks that are, you know, helpful. So for anyone wishing to try Pi, you can sync your mod settings with the save that I have uploaded on my Discord. Yeah, I'll just do this up here, whatever. And then we'll bring copper up, and we already have fuel. And we'll leave that space for processing the actual copper pieces with crushing and screening and stuff for later. And then this will be copper. Oh man, forgot to put the loader there. Alright, so then we need the copper ore. Now what's going on here? Why did I not leave a whole chunk of space? I'm gonna have to invert around this corner. I don't know why I did it that way. Too late now. I mean, it kind of makes more sense that way, because then as you're going up, the things on the right are peeling off rather than the things on the left. So I guess what that means, though, is I should have started this part of the bus from the right rather than the left, because that's why we're now getting weirdnesses. Oh well. Alright, we're gonna need some more belts. More belts, and then... more belts, more everything. More undergrounds. Small parts. Always in short supply. Chests we're actually good on for the moment. And inserters. 150. Steam engines, 20. Should work. Craft a few more splitters. Alright, and then we'll carry up the copper. dodge the Vraux here that are on that belt for a minute. You know, I probably should... interesting. Can you go through a soil extractor? You can. Okay. I probably should do this with the Vraux, rather than go parallel with all the ore stuff for a while. I'll just do this. Because this is a mostly, yeah. Mostly empty line, and then that works. Alright, and then that, and then we feed you with the Vraux. Alright, and then that changes this again. Perfect. I don't know what that was about. Oh, that was where the Vraux were. Alright, you come up here, come up here. And then over here, we're gonna have to do something like a this. Oh boy, why are we building this big? What am I doing to myself? There's the copper. And then we're gonna get raw coal coming over here. And then we're gonna do the thingy thing, because we're gonna need 2 half belts. Let's do like this. This. And then when we get halfway through, which is 10, we then switch to this belt. Okay. Oops. That needs to be an underground. There we go. Okay, that should work for the fuel. Then the ash comes off. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Why am I doing... These are such long belts. Maybe I'll be thankful for it someday. Maybe. Oh, man. Or I'm just building too big and I'm not ever going to be happy about this. Because where's the ash belt even at here? So it's... This is the ash belt. So that should be the same belt. This would be great for caravans. Well, but see, the problem is you start doing caravans for metals, and now you're just doing caravans for everything. If anything, what I probably should do is caravans for the ash removal, because that's a smaller volume. Well, actually, is it? If we're using raw coal, how much? I mean, it's not that much smaller. For every plate we make like 1/3 of an ash, basically. Okay, I was about to say, is copper ever gonna get here? And here it comes. All right, and then this is copper plates. Wow. We had exactly the right number of belts. That was weird. That almost never happens. All right, there we go. That's copper. Now, we still need to belt new copper to old places. Basically my old mall. I could just move the mall at this point, because the only thing that... I guess it's still missing stone brick over here, but most of the things we need for it are now over here. Which is iron and copper. I mean, that's mostly it. Wood for fuel is nice, and then stone brick. I think everything else is unneeded. In fact, do we even need stone brick? I don't think we do. We only need stone brick for our science, not for the mall. At least not for what I've set up in the mall so far. We do need stone brick for things that will be in the mall, but not for the things we've set up thus far. So maybe it's time to start moving everything over here. Maybe it's time. Because if my mall was over here, then would I need to walk back over this direction very often to pick up stuff? Not really. Circuits, I need a belt up and over. I'm just thinking like finished products that are over here that I need to grab very often. You know, circuits. I can move all the bio setup stuff for like gene samples and stuff. That's just where I did that before. There's really nothing over here anymore. I mean, there's my power setup. Oh, I need to put that on the list. Geothermal. Because that's now researched. So we need to do that ASAP. In fact, I'm probably going to start... I don't know if we can keep 50 megawatts going forever, to be honest. So... Okay, so we'll work on geothermal power in the next episode, and then we'll also work on figuring out our new mall situation. I did make the task for that, so... For now, we can ignore that for a minute with a strategy that I will show you. Which is turn around the inserters. These guys. Oh, I guess copper's still running. I don't have to do this quite yet. We do still have a little bit. And there's actually a little bit more that I can make sure we get the rest of with one of these guys. Oh, I forgot to grab more belts. Damn. That's okay, because all of this is now kaput. I can get some belts back. Alright. Alright, there we go. That'll get the rest of the copper out of this patch. Okay, so we'll be fine on copper for a little bit longer. But what I was going to say, even if this was completely dead, is we can just turn these inserters back this way. And then it will just help kind of restock the belt for a long time. Hey, thanks for the follow, Thok. Or Thonicum. And other than that, I think we're pretty good. So we'll call that the episode. This is the episode where we automated pyscience. Woohoo! I still don't know why we didn't start that way. I really don't. What did we do in the last episode anyway? I guess we set up new steel smelting, among other things. This game just flies by. We've been doing a lot of rebuilds, I guess. Yeah, we rebuilt seaweed. We figured out the microorganism problem. I'll take a screenshot of that maybe for the last episode. Alright, just a quick adventure. 150 pY1 packs, in and out 10 minutes. Exactly. Oh, man. Alright, well, we're going to call that an episode. So, for those of you from future YouTube, as always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. right. We are gonna wrap up the stream here. It feels good to have all that done. We're getting somewhere. We're taking it slow. Geothermal power researched. Wow, modular armor is not... Holy... Wait, are you serious? Oh, the heavy armor has a grid. Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I thought you got personal construction bots sooner than that. Though... Do you get personal roboports sooner than that? You do. And you get a gasoline generator. Okay. Alright, well that makes sense. I still think it's far too late in the game for me to not play with something like construction drones. Can we keep the pets? I mean, maybe. I'm trying to... Maybe. They feel too powerful. That's the thing I don't love. Nanobots felt quite a bit weaker. What do you mean the game is not saved? Did I not just save it 27 seconds ago? With nanobots, not only did you have to restock them, which is by itself, that alone makes them far more tedious, even though they're fairly cheap to make. Just the fact that you had to restock them was kind of a, you know, an ongoing upkeep that you had to deal with. And then they were also fairly slow, you know, like without any of the nanobot speed upgrades, it was like beep, 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 maybe a little faster than that, but it wasn't that fast. So nanobots felt a bit more balanced, but the Zen Garden requires the koi fish. Yeah, we'll get some art, concrete art going at some point, I think. For sure. All right, well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Make sure to head over to the Discord, the Crydania Discord. There's a link down in the About section. If you want to hang out and talk about Pi, because like I said, this is going to be the last Pi stream for a little while, and I'll be releasing the recorded episodes. So you can always leave comments on the YouTube, but it's easier to chat live about it from the Discord. And I'm not going to be done streaming forever. Like, I will still stream games like Fractal Block World, or, you know, maybe I want to stream, I don't even know, XCOM 2. I can't decide about that one either. I've been so close to starting a series of Long War of the Chosen for a long time now, and I haven't done it. So I still don't know what we're doing, but see you on the other side, Drees. See ya, Alor. No, I haven't started the XCOM 2 thing yet. Oh, wait, what? Are you talking about Fractal Block World? Oh, yeah, I streamed that, but I didn't upload it to YouTube. So if you want to see the VOD of that, it should still be on Twitch, the Twitch VOD. That was a couple days ago. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You'll know within a couple minutes of watching it whether you want to play it too. It's very much like, oh my god, I want to try that kind of game. All right. Adios, everybody. See you, Strudel.